A look back at Matthew Perry. Matthew Langford Perry was an American and Canadian actor. Perry suffered from severe addictions to drugs and alcohol. On October 28th, 2023, Perry was found unresponsive in a hot tub at his home in Los Angeles and was pronounced dead at 4:17 that day at the age of 54. On December 15th, 2023, Perry's death was revealed to have occurred due to acute effects of ketamine. Other circumstances that contributed to his death included the effects of bifurminamine, drowning, and coronary artery disease. Perry had been receiving ketamine-assisted psychotherapy sessions to treat anxiety at the time of his death, his last known session of which having been the week prior to his death. However, the report stated the ketamine in his system at death could not be from that infusion therapy, since ketamine's half-life is 3 to 4 hours or less. 3 sources with close knowledge of the situation tell us that Perry had been lying about his sobriety both during the promotional tour for his memoir and in the time leading up to his death, and that his continuing abuse of prescription drugs was not only troubling behavior he was covering up. Quote, he was verbally, emotionally, and physically abusive, claims one source who calls Perry a manipulative person. All he knew how to do was cause pain and play the victim. A second source insists Perry wasn't a horrible human being, but he was so warped in his addiction that he wasn't himself and the man that he should be. I found an article that's interesting facts about Matthew Perry. After some guest appearances in the 1980s, it was his intention to enroll into the University of Southern California before he was offered the lead role of Chaz Russell in Second Chance and became noticed on the acting scene. Matthew grew up in Canada and has dual citizenship. His full name is Matthew Langford Perry. He spent his childhood in Canada after his parents got divorced. Matthew loves the show Lost. Didn't people hate that show for the most part?
I know I did.
He dated Yasmin Bleeth.
Oh, shit.
Good on him.
Yeah.
4 younger sisters and a younger brother. He got on the cover of People magazine. He sent it to one of his old teachers who said he would never amount to anything. Oh, he's petty. All right. He was ranked nationally in junior tennis in Canada. That doesn't count. It's Canada, right?
Yeah, well, that and it's junior tennis.
The top part of his right middle finger is missing since his grandfather accidentally closed the car door on it.
Oh.
He is the youngest cast member of Friends.
Really?
Yeah, I would think one of the chicks would be, right?
You think Rachel is older than him?
He himself is quite funny. He was the only member that was allowed to sit with the writers. He's a supporter of Lily Claire Foundation and has acted as a host for their benefits. I'm not aware of that. He was addicted to drugs and alcohol. Quote, I did, and I felt better than I ever felt in my whole life. I had a big problem with pills and alcohol. I couldn't stop. That's a shame.
Yeah, well, we see where it led you.
Matt loves the Blue Jays, the Senators, and the LA Kings. That's good. When auditioning for Chandler Bing, he didn't need a script because he knew the pilot by heart. Oh, bless him. Because he had been helping a friend try to get the part before him. Yeah, sure he was. His father was a guest star in Friends, playing the father of Rachel's boyfriend. Okay. Did you ever watch Friends, by the way?
I watched a few episodes.
I wasn't a big fan of what I saw.
I didn't mind it, but once again, it was like mindless bullshit.
His father played the Old Spice guy in the 70s.
Oh, wow.
Chandler was written as a character who is awkward around women because Matthew Perry told producers that he was. His favorite movie is Groundhog's Day. Never seen it. His favorite beverage, sugar-free Red Bull.
Really?
Red Bull's sick. You got to put it with something, right? I mean,
sugar-free?
His favorite song is Don't Give Up by Peter Gabriel and Kate Bush. He played the father of Zac Efron's character in 2009. He received an Emmy and a Golden Globe for TV movie Ron Clark Story. Did you like that?
I loved it.
He voiced a character in Fallout New Vegas. Cool. He made his stage debut in London, play Sexual Perversity in Chicago, 2009.
What the fuck?
Yeah, 2015, he was in a show called The Odd Couple on CBS. His mother's a Canadian journalist. Let's see what else. He dated Julia Roberts in 95, 96, Lauren Graham in 2003. All right, so he's pulling chicks. He won a Champion of Recovery Award from the National Drug Control Policy.
Worked that well.
Parents divorced before his first birthday.
Damn.
That's because of him.
Yeah.
A 75-year-old woman ran a stop sign and smashed into his BMW, but neither were injured. Hell yeah. All right, let's get into Matthew Perry's career, shall we?
All right.
Fools Rush In, 1997, an American romantic comedy starring Matthew Perry and Selma Hayek.
Not real good.
Would have been a better movie without Matthew Perry. They should have picked a real actor, fans said. Almost Heroes is a 1998 American adventure comedy western film directed by Christopher Guest, narrated by Guest friends and frequent collaborator Harry Shearer. It starred Chris Farley and Matthew Perry. The film marked Chris Farley's last leading film role and was released posthumously 5 months after Chris Farley's death in 1997. Farley and Perry sucked the life out of this movie. On my list of top 10 worst of 1998. Three to Tango is a 1999 romantic comedy film directed by Damon Santostefano, written by Rodney Vaccaro, and starred Matthew Perry, Neve Campbell, Dylan McDermott, and Oliver Platt. They said, somebody please just stop Matthew Perry from making another movie. Just stick to the small screen there, Maddie. The Whole 9 Yards is a 2000 American crime comedy directed by Jonathan Lynn, distributed by Warner Brothers. It was written by Mitchell Kapner and stars Bruce Willis, Matthew Perry, Amanda Peet, Michael Clark Duncan, and Natasha Henstridge. Its story follows a mild-mannered dentist as he travels to Chicago to inform a mob boss about the whereabouts of his new neighbor, who is a former hitman with a price on its head. You like this film?
Sounds awesome.
This movie is complete rubbish. Willis and Perry are an awful pairing for any movie, especially a comedy. Serving Sarah, 2002 American romantic comedy starring Matthew Perry, Elizabeth Hurley, Bruce Campbell. The story follows a process server given the assignment to serve a British socialite with divorce papers, but is persuaded to serve her husband instead so he can get a larger portion of the money in the divorce. The review says, Matthew Perry as a whole was terrible. He was corny in a groan-inducing way and just tried way too hard to be funny. Finally, The Whole 10 Yards, 2004 American crime comedy film starring Bruce Willis, Matthew Perry, Amanda Peet, Natasha Henstridge, Kevin Pollak. It is a sequel to the 2000 film The Whole 9 Yards. Honestly, one of the worst movies I have ever witnessed. God, I could have spent my time shooting myself and it would have been more productive. The story, acting, and comedy are so off it's not even worth a sympathy laugh. I just wanted to see a movie that Matthew Perry was actually funny in.